Conference Softball Supervisor of Officials Jim Adrian, who recently announced his retirement. Let's do a round of applause for Jim Adrian. Jim has contributed countless hours over the years coordinating the conference's umpiring crews and developing the GNAC's core of umpires into a leading group among the NCAA Division II level. From maintaining organization of GNAC officiating crews to elevating the level of officiating across the conference through camps and clinics designated for umpires, Jim has contributed immeasurably to the officiating landscape in the Northwest. Jim, the GNAC, and its coaches, student athletes, and administrators, thank you for your dedicated service to our league. You have played an integral role in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, and your impact on student-athlete experience will be remembered and valued for years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together one more time for GNAC Softball Supervisor of Officials, Jim Adrian. Halle Field on the campus of Northwest Nazarene University for the 2025 GNAC Softball Championships. Today's second game matches the number 3 seed Simon Fraser and the number 4 seed Montana State Billings. The Red enter today's game with a record of 22-24. The Yellow Jackets enter today's game with a record of 16-27. Let's start with the non-starters for Simon Fraser. Number 1, Nevada Johnson. Number 2, Annika Jansen. Number 4, Taylor Henley. Number 7, McKenna Simmons. Number 15, Ella Booth. Number 16, Jordan Russo. Number 24, Rachel Bull. Number 25, Alexandra Nazarov. And number 33, Kaden Stefanski. Now the starters for the Red Leafs. Leading off the center fielder, number 9, Aaron Murphy. Batting second, the shortstop, number 11, Grace McMillan. Hitting third, the left fielder, number 20, Abby McLean. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 17, Christian Davidouk. Hitting fifth, the designated player, number 13, Cassidy Assault. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 23, Jamie Balkan. Hitting seventh, the third baseman, number 8, Ray Bates. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 12, Owen Wickerheim. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 3, Lizzie Seaweed. And in the flex position and pitching, number 5, Monica Brooks. The assistant pitchers are Corey Peterson and Courtney Summers. The head coach is Stacey Thornley. Now let's meet the non-starters for MSUB. Number 1, Riley Warden. Number 4, Shelby Wazalewski. Number 6, Caitlin James. Number 8, Emily Brevig. Number 10, Mia Anderson. Number 11, Madeline Elbert. Number 15, Grace Hood. Number 16, Kendall Flint. Number 17, Elena Troxel. Number 20, Alexis Tovar. Number 27, Ashley Akers. Now the starters for Montana State Billings. Leading off the center fielder, number 12, Marley Nieto. Batting second, the catcher, number 2, Kaylin Gavin. Hitting third, the left fielder, number 14, Brian Locke. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 28, Jaslyn Kalehu-Abehi. Hitting fifth, the second baseman, number 7, Lauren Blaschek. Batting sixth, the right fielder, wearing double zero, Winter Hurst. Hitting seventh, the designated player, number 25, Peyton Roberg. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 9, Avery Gray. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 2, Kennedy Dipwick. In the flex position and pitching, number 21, Emily Waters. The assistant coaches are Brittany Fisher and Sonia McCormick. The head coach is Joe Yegi.
I was ready, man.
And welcome back to Halle Field here as we get set for the first pitch of Game 4 in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference Softball Championships. This is an elimination game. Simon Fraser University, the visitor, against Montana State University Billings. First pitch of the ball game is taken high for ball 1. Batting for Simon Fraser, who comes into today 22 and 24 overall, is your center fielder, Aaron Murphy. Swinging a foul ball for 1-1. Murphy is a 5'6" redshirt junior out of Surrey, British Columbia, transferred from University of Mary back to the Burnaby campus. The lefty bunt is popped up, and Gray hustles in for the Yellow Jackets and makes the play. That brings up the shortstop, Grace McMillan. The lefty takes Strike one. On the hill for Montana State Billings is Emily Waters. Lefty delivers ball 1-1-1. Waters is 9-10 overall on the season with a 4.89 ERA. Inside, ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. And ball 3. Fouled off. Full count. Another foul ball straight back over the screen. Beautiful afternoon here in Nampa. Local time 12:45. It's about 70 degrees. Very, very light wind. Not a cloud in the sky. Ball 4. So McMillan gets down to first base on the walk. That brings in your left fielder, Abby McGlenn. Another lefty bat. Just light breeze. Every now and then from that center field camera, it'll kind of look like it's snowing as the blossoms off of the trees that surround the outfield will blow in. Clouds and a little bit of a front coming in late tonight. Tomorrow we expect overcast skies in the morning and early afternoon, and not any precipitation until later in the day. So right now, per the forecast, I think we're totally fine on weather. But today, for 3 games today, arguably the best day of 2025 so far. There's a ground ball up the middle. Second baseman sits, waits on it, makes the out. Blaschek retires the runner at second, and McGlynn reaches on the fielder's choice. Kristen Daviduk, first baseman for Simon Fraser, steps in. She takes first pitch strike. We're stationed above the third base dugout, just outside of the indoor press box. Under cover here, we can feel the breeze a little bit. It's just pleasant as we sit up here. Later in the day, it's supposed to be about 80 degrees today. Oh, 2. Down for ball 1. Ball into center field. Nieto makes the routine play and retires Daviduk for the 3rd out of the inning. So in the top of the 1st, no runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 runner left on base. Simon Fraser scores 0. Montana State Billings coming to bat.
Here's to the ones who are always there.
These are pretty yummy.
Because being there is everything.
I heard you're not feeling too good.
That's why at Blue Cross of Idaho, we're making sure the care you need always has a way to find you. Down any road, or around the corner, doing more, giving back,
Thanks.
and going further. Everywhere it
It's
matters.
a good day.
Blue Cross of Idaho.
Leading off for the Yellow Jackets, number 12, Marley Nieto.
So we move to the bottom of the first inning. Marley Nieto will lead it off for Montana State Billings, the center fielder. She went 0 for 3 yesterday, game 2. She takes down for ball 1. In the circle for Simon Fraser is Monica Bork. Bork is 11-6 overall, 2.47 ERA on the season. And she delivers a called strike, 2-1. Breeze starting to pick up a little bit. You can hear it on the crowd mic. Ball in play down to the first baseman. And Daviduke will take care of that one for the first out of the inning. That'll bring Kaylin Galvin to the plate, the catcher. Galvin's a senior out of Reno, Nevada. Went to Feather River Community College. And a first pitch strike for Bork. Change up for a ball. Ball's down. 2 balls, 1 strike. Home plate umpire called time. Explanation was that her front foot was out of the box to start the at bat. Looks like she likes to hang that left foot back right there. There we go. She's in the box there. Ball's down. 3-1. Discussion here at home plate regarding the umpire had called time. And Montana State Billings wasn't happy with the discussion as far as telling her to go back in, Joe Yegi. Called strike. Full count, 3-2. Coach Yegi's having discussion with the third base umpire. Pitch. And ball 4. In the appeal, first base umpire says no, so Galvin will draw the walk. Bryn Locke will step in, the left fielder. I think the frustration with Yegi is that it kind of threw Galvin off as far as just timing wise. It might have been an angle like the umpire back there looking down, seeing the shadow of her foot. The first pitch strike for Locke. Locke, the sophomore from Wakanda, Illinois. And strike 2. Locke 0 for 3 in the game yesterday. Hitting .342 on the year. 9 doubles, 14 home runs. Ball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Ball's down 3-2 now. The strikeout. Jaslyn Kalahuavehi steps in with a runner on first base. Head coach Joe Yegi's having a conversation here up on top of the dugout next to us of the director of officials who's sitting to my right. They're discussing that call on the, I don't know if it would be considered a warning or just a call on Galvin on that call with her foot. So a little distracted listening to their conversation. Nothing really comes of it, just an awareness of what's happening. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Jaslyn. Hit another home run yesterday. Two balls, 1 strike. And ball's up 3-1. And she takes strike 2. Counts full. Here with 2 down in the bottom of the first. And fouled straight back. Puts it in play to the third baseman. She'll step across and make the throw to retire the side. So in the bottom half of the first, Billings scores no runs on no hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. After 1 complete, we're tied at 0.
Oh, great.
We move to the top of the second. Leading it off for Simon Fraser, the designated player, number 13, Cassidy Effel. She takes ball 1. That ball's hit hard into right field. And the single leads it off for SFU. Janie Balkan steps in. Got a switch out at first base in the DP. First pitch strike against Balkan. And that ball's hit hard, line drive right off the pitcher, and that will be a single. She says she's fine. Home plate umpire out to check on her.
Now batting number 8, Ray Bates.
That's awful. I don't know what they did.
Looks like they did not put a runner out there, so I'm not sure what the change they made was. We'll pick it up here. There's a pitch. Looks like it's going to be, oh, caught by the second baseman. Nice backhanded grab by Blaschek to get the runner at second base. So Bates will reach on the fielder's choice. And she'll go 4-6 to get the first out of the inning, and the Red Leafs will have runners at first and third. Look to hide into lefty. Right fielder for Simon Fraser. takes a strike. 1-1. I apologize for the sniffles every now and then. That all this stuff blowing around in the air has got any of us that have a little bit of allergies. There's the slap swing for the foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to look to high. 1 down, runners on the corners. Ball inside. 2-2. Digs it low one out of the dirt. Oh, the ball's loose. And then, so we're going to go 4-6 on that. As runner got confused a little. If she would have known that the ball was loose, I think she would have got there, but she did not, so runner had stopped. So that's going to score a run. She reaches on the fielder's choice, and Bates is out 4-6. So 1 run is plated. And Simon Fraser has a runner at first base. I think the question is going to be, well, there really couldn't be interference on the runner that was entitled to the base path. She didn't touch the ball, so it would have been, I mean, the fielder, I believe that the fielder had the ball when she picked up the ground ball. Listening to the St. Martin's coach. So maybe the question was the ball taken out on the exchange, or was it, I mean, definitely Blaschuk thought that she needed to throw it back over to Dipwick and that she lost the ball on the tag. Either way, 1 run is in. And we have 2 outs now with the runner at first base, and they've checked out Dipwick, and she seems to be okay, because that was the reason for the stopping of play, as the trainer came out and checked out her shoulder as she kind of had to turn funny going after that tag to complete that play. There's a pitch for a strike. Pitch for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball's hit down the left field line, foul. On the run and hit. They sent Look to Hide in motion there. And the swing through for the final out of the inning. And Sugrieve is retired. In the top of the second, Simon Fraser scores 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We'll be back for the bottom of the second. Simon Fraser leads at 1-0. And we move to the bottom of the second. Leading it off is the second baseman, Lauren Bloschek. Bloschek's a senior from Billings, hometown girl. Takes strike one. The pitch down low, ball one. Low for ball two, 2-1 now. Three one. Swing through strike two, counts now full. Bloschek fights it off. Foul ball down the right side. Just foul. Couple feet left of the third base line. Bloschek hangs tough. We'll do it again with no outs here in the bottom of the second. Line drive right to Balkan at second base for the first out of the inning. The right fielder steps in for Billings. Winter Hurst. Hurst hitting .312. On the year, 10 doubles, 1 home run, 22 RBIs. She's just a sophomore, transferred from St. Joseph's, Missouri, and Missouri Western. And takes strike one. Called strike, 1 and 2 now to Hurst with 1 out. Hurst swings through strike 3. It goes to the screen. We've got a collision at first base, but she had whoa. They just ruled that I'm trying to see what they ruled, because she caught the ball, she was on the bag, and it's a force out. The collision knocked the first baseman off the bag, but then they called her safe. So I'm not sure why she would be called safe. Unless there's some sort of safety rule that I don't know about. I mean, she was clearly out on the throw down. Beat her by about a step, so I'm thinking there's something. We're waiting. I can kind of hear. Waiting to hear what? Nope, they're going to call her safe. I might be able to try to get an explanation on why. Is that some kind of... So we'll have to try to get some interpretation of what that call was after the inning, just for clarity. So the strikeout on the wild pitch puts her at first base. Swing and a miss there for strike two. And a swing and a miss for the second out of the inning. The third baseman, Avery Gray, steps in with two down here in the bottom of the second. And a called first strike. One and one. Swing and a miss for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now for Gray. Gray's just a freshman from Gillette, Wyoming. Pitches up, goes to the screen, and that'll advance Hurst down to second base on the wild pitch. And the swing and the miss will end the inning with the strikeout. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Bork. No runs, no hits. 1 error and 1 runner left on base. After 2 complete, Simon Fraser 1, Montana State Billings 0.
On campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
In the top of the third, they're back to the leadoff hitter, Aaron Murphy. The center fielder will step in for Simon Fraser. She takes ball 1. Take for ball 2, 2-1. And 3-1. In between innings, was able to have a little conversation with the umpires sitting to my right. And what they think is the only thing that probably was called on that collision at first base was that there was a ground ball to the third baseman. She picks it up, makes the play, and calls her out at first base as Gray throws across for the 5-3 put out. That brings the shortstop, Grace McMillan, up. Ball into shallow center field. Second baseman Blaschek back to make the out. And that retires McMillan. Left fielder Albie McGlynn steps in. Into left field. Coming in and making the grab is locked to retire the side. Simon Fraser goes down quietly in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. And we'll move to the bottom of 3.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
In the bottom of the third for Montana State Billings, your shortstop, Kennedy Dipwick, will lead it off. And the third baseman, Bates, get her shoe tied here to start off the inning, and we're ready to start. Dipwick with her first at-bat today, and she leads it off with a single into right center. She gets a pitch she can handle right off the bat, and the Red Leafs are in action. Takes us back to the top of the order. Marley Nieto. She grounded out to the first baseman to start the ball game. And the bunt attempt. She did offer for strike one. Pitch is down, 1-1. Squares to bunt, pulls back, 2 balls, 1 strike. You can tell Billings going to work here, looking to play small ball if they need to even the score. And the bunt is fouled back, 2-2. So now it'll be on Nieto to get it done with the bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dipwick down at first base with no outs. And the swing and the miss for the strikeout. Brings the catcher, Kaylin Galvin, to the plate. Galvin, swing and a miss for strike one. Straight steal. Dipwick easily slides into second base. And now that runner is in scoring position for Galvin. She takes the ball low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball outside. 3-1. So Dipwick at second base. Billings trails by 1. And she takes strike. Now we're full. First time today that the flags have left the flagpole. A little bit of a breeze kicking up. You can see the camera starting to rock just a little bit out there. There's the pitch. And we're going to take ball 4. And Billings will have runners at the corners as Galvin draws the walk. That brings Bryn Locked up, the left fielder. Locked hitting .339 on the year, 9 doubles, 14 runs, 39 RBIs. She takes strike 1. Defensive conference here by the Red Leafs. So conference is over. We'll reset with no balls, one strike to locked. Ball is down. Galvin stays put over at first base. And she takes strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bort gets the sign. The pitch is up. 2-2. And she swings through it for the strikeout. Second out of the inning. Runners will remain at the corners here as Jaslyn Kalea-Huavehi will step in. She grounded out to the third baseman in the first inning. Takes ball one. Looks like she took a little off that one for strike two. 1-1. Kalea-Huavehi with a lot of power. Has the ability to send up one out at about any time. There's the pitch, and she swings through it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Bork fooled her on the changeup. And the ball hit to left field by Kalea-Huavehi ends the third inning. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. We move to the 4th. Simon Fraser continues to lead it 1-0.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
First baseman Kristen Daviduk will lead it off for Simon Fraser. Daviduk with a fly out to center field in the first inning. Takes a healthy cut, fouls it straight back for strike one. Ball's low. She gets on top of that ball and rips it just to the right side of the shortstop for a single into left field.
Now batting number 13,
Cassidy Uffelt comes to the plate. She singled to right field in the second inning. The lefty steps in. First pitch inside, ball one. Down for ball two. Crowd a little bit bigger today than it was yesterday. Friday afternoon, maybe more folks come over for the weekend. Two balls, one strike now. Pitch is up, 3-1. Ball four puts the Red Leafs in business now with runners at first and second. No outs. Defensive conference in the circle for Montana State Billings. They break the huddle, and that brings Janny Balkin to the plate, the second baseman. Singled off the pitcher in the second inning. That ball's turned, hit down to first base. And Kalahuavehi fields it, steps on first. And makes the out unassisted, and that moves the runners both into scoring position now for Ray Bates, the third baseman for Simon Fraser, the lefty, takes ball one. She hit a ground ball to the second baseman in the second inning. Two-0. And ball three. So we'll see what the philosophy is here with the Saints at a 3-0 count. And she's going to take strike one. Looked like it was just on the inside part of the plate for her. Head coach Stacy Fournier was pointing at her head and on the 3-0, so it was like, be smart. Now she takes back-to-back strikes, and the count is full. Dead ball off the foot of Bates. Fournier, sorry about that, I mispronounced her name. In her third year. And she takes ball four. And the bases are loaded. Time is called, and Coach Joe Yegi's headed out to the mound. In the circle. Looks like we're going to make a change. And Waters will give way to, I think it's number 8? 6. Caitlin James will come in. James is a senior from Quincy, California. Went to Feather River Community College, transferred up to Montana State Billings. James has a 7.34 ERA and a 5-13 overall record. She'll get loose here for the Yellow Jackets. James was in action yesterday against Western Washington University. She threw 4 1/3 innings yesterday in that loss to the Vikings. Came in relief of Waters, but a little bit earlier in the game than today. So Look to Hide will be the first batter to face James here in the top of the 4th. And she comes out firing with a first pitch strike to Look to Hide. Nowhere to put her. The bases loaded with 1 out here for the Red Leafs. Ball's put in play. Shortstop's going to pick it off. And they're going to go get the force at home, as very, very nice play by Dipwick. Goes straight home on the strong throw, and she's out on the 6-2. Put out for the second out. So they cut the run off at the plate. Now 2 down. Infield now, middle infield goes back. Not only a good play by Dipwick, but Galvin did a nice job basically playing first base, as she had that trail foot on the plate and stretched out to get it. James delivers a strike. This is Lizzie Surgrieve, the catcher for Simon Fraser. 2-12 on the season. Gets on top of it. Oh, it's going to be a base hit off the pitcher as she beats it out at first base. And an RBI single as it ricochets off the pitcher's glove. So that takes us back to the top of the order. The bases stayed loaded with 1 run in now. Now Aaron Murphy at the plate, the center fielder, takes strike 1. Bates is at third, Lugatide is at second, and now Surgrieve is at first. That ball's put in play, picked up by the shortstop, but the wheels of Murphy are too much, and she singles on the slow roller to the shortstop and also picks up an RBI. Everybody moves 1 base. 2 runs have crossed, bases still loaded here with 2 outs. And now Grace McMillan, the shortstop, has a chance. She walked in the first, popped out in the second, or excuse me, third. That ball's hit on the nose. It's a single into right. No, it's going to get past the outfielders. That's going for extra bases. She pulls in at second, and she clears the bases with the double. So, nice piece of hitting there. Fouling it off is Abby McGlenn, the left fielder. 5 runs have crossed the board here in the 4th. Changeup is up. 1-1. Foul ball. Down at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball down, 2-2. That ball is hit hard to right field, and it is out of here. She turned on that and got good, solid barrel. And the home run for McGlenn is a 2-run shot over the right field wall. So 2 runs scored on the home run. 7 runs have crossed here in the 4th inning. And Montana State Billings is going to make a pitching change.
Now pitching for the Yellow Jackets, number 27, Ashley Akers.
The new pitcher is number 27, Ashley Akers. The lefty is a sophomore from Des Moines, Iowa. She has an ERA of 10.5. She's only pitched 2 2/3 innings this season. And she'll face Kristen Daviduk, the first baseman for Simon Fraser, here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Now batting number 17, Kristen Daviduk.
Two balls, no strikes. Called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ball's lifted into shallow right field. And Blaschek will go back, and that'll end the inning, but not until Simon Fraser plates 7 runs in the 4th inning to take a commanding 8-0 lead. And after 3.5, it's 8-0 Simon Fraser.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
And we go to the bottom of the 4th. The second baseman, Lauren Blaschek, will lead it off for Montana State Billings. First pitch up in the air. Second baseman Balkan fades over and makes the catch. The right fielder, Winterhurst, comes to bat with 1 out. First pitch is down. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch is up. Pitch, ball's jammed to the second baseman. Belcam picks it up over to Daviduke for the second out. A little bit in on the hands on Hurst. Pinch hitter is Grace Hood in the DP position. Two down here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch strike from Bork. The pitch is up, 1-1. Simon Fraser here in this elimination game looking to advance to play in the very next game here. And they will face off against St. Martin's University if they are to pull out this victory. There's the pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike. Earlier today, Western Washington defeated St. Martin's in Game 3 of the championships 10-6. There's the pitch. Called strike 2, full count here with 2 down. She stays alive, fouls it off. Back to the screen. Pitch solid into the left center gap, and it's over the head of the left fielder. She'll pick it up for the stand-up double as McGlynn made a good effort back to the wall, but that's a tough one on the warning track, balancing the wall. So the double for the pinch hitter Grace Hood gets Montana State Billings started. That brings the third baseman Avery Gray to the plate. Pitch is up. And she comes back with the called strike, 1-1. Bork looks in, gets the sign. Gray takes inside 2-1. Pitch is up, 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. And the called strike evens it up at 3-2. Fights it off. Stays in the at-bat here for Gray. There's the pitch. Again, right on it. Fouled straight back into the screen. There's the pitch, and we're going to have ball 4. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I looked down, and I missed the call. My fault there. I looked down. There's here. Oh, we just saw the replay as the runner tried to steal third, as I had looked down after ball 4 and it went behind my monitor screen, so I could not see. I apologize for that. That makes more sense as after the walk was called. So that ends the threat, and we finish the 4th inning. Simon Fraser continues to lead it 8-0.
Here's to the ones who are always there.
These are pretty yummy.
Because being there is everything.
I heard you're not feeling too good.
That's why at Blue Cross of Idaho, we're making sure the care you need always has a way to find you. Down any road, or around the corner. Doing more, giving back, and going further. Everywhere it matters.
Good day.
Blue Cross of Idaho.
And the top of the 5th, Cassie Affelt will lead it off, the designated player for Simon Fraser. Yeah, that was an odd end to the inning. Ball 4, I looked down to write the walk in, and immediately Hood is picked off between 2nd and 3rd. On the attempted steal. Caught all of us in the press box by surprise. And a called strike 3. Jenny Balkin steps in, the second baseman for Simon Fraser. Change up for a ball. Two balls, no strikes. That ball's hit hard into right field, and it's past a diving Hurst. It's going to go all the way to the wall, and it'll be a stand-up double for Janny Balkin. Hurst sold out on the dive. Pinch runner out at second base.
Pinch running for Simon Fraser, number 2, Annika Jansen.
Annika Jansen down, runs down to second base. Ray Bates steps into the batter's box, the third baseman. Takes first pitch strike. Bates walked in the 4th and reached on the fielder's choice in the 2nd. Pitch is up. 1-1. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That ball's hit hard down the line. They're going to send the runner. There's the relay, and she'll slide in home. Jansen will score from second base on the hard hit single down the line by Bates. The right fielder, Lichtehide. Looks like we might have another pinch runner. Yep, number 4.
4 for 8. 4 for 8.
He's running for Simon Fraser, number 4, Taylor Henley.
Taylor Henley steps out to first base to run for Bates after the single. Lichtehide steps in, the right fielder. She has reached base both innings on fielder's choices, and the bunt attempt is just foul. And she takes strike 2. 0-2. 1 out, the strikeout from Affelt to lead off the inning, and then a double and a single have given Simon Fraser a run here in the 5th. And the pitch is outside for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. And she swings through it for the strikeout. Changeup was the right call there and had her out in front. 2 down, runner at first for Lizzie Sugrieve. The catcher steps in. RBI single in the 4th. Strikeout in the 2nd. She takes ball 1. And it's lifted down the left field line. Going to be out of play. New life for Sugrieve. Like I mentioned before, winner of this game will stay right here on the field and face off against St. Martin's, as we are in the elimination side of the bracket. Western Washington, with that victory this morning, has moved to the championship game tomorrow morning, and it'll be, there's a fly ball into shallow right field. Hurst has a beat on it and makes the grab. So, end of the 5th inning. The 5th inning sees Simon Fraser score 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors with 1 runner left on base. We move to the bottom of the 5th, and it's a must-score situation now as Simon Fraser leads it 9-0. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Montana State Billings Needs to score 2 to keep the game alive. Kennedy Dipwick, the shortstop, leads it off. Bork in the circle, delivers high for ball 1. Swing and a miss, 1-1. There you see Bork's season stats there, 11 and 6 overall, 114 and 2/3 innings pitched, 109 strikeouts. That change up gets her off the front foot, pop up to the shortstop. McMillan will make the grab for the first out. Back to the top of the order for the Yellow Jackets, Marley Nieto. 0 for 2 today. Ground ball to the first baseman and then a strikeout. Good swing. Fouled off straight back into the screen. For strike 1. And another foul ball. 0-2. Ball's up. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Nieto. And she wins the at-bat, singles through the right side. Good work for Nieto. As she got a pitch, she could go down and after and reach base. Now batting the catcher, Kaylin Galvin. Galvin, .299 on the year. Today, she's walked twice. Galvin has 11 doubles, 7 home runs on the season. Takes ball 2. 24 RBIs. And a team high 23 walks. And I do not think the website for the conference office is live, so I think she has 25 walks now. And she's working on number 26 because it's 3-0. Timeout is called by Surgrieve. Come out and have a conversation with Bork and the rest of her defense. And we're back in action. Bork comes back and delivers. 3-1. Ball is hit hard. Singles into right field. Balkan tried to give it a half dive, and I think it ricocheted off her glove, but good piece of hitting pushes that to the single into right field, and we've got runners on first and second. Bryn Locht comes to bat. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Locht takes high for ball one. She has 2 swinging strikeouts today, hitting .336 on the season. Went 0 for 3 yesterday. There's a swing and a miss. But she's had a pretty good year, 41 hits, 9 doubles, 14 home runs. And Coach Yegi wants to have a little chat with her. So obviously more than capable, as she's had a pretty good year. First team all-conference outfielder. So she's a good player. Coach Yegi there, just have a little chat of encouragement, pats her on the back, sends her back to the plate. 1-1. She takes strike 2. Change up, 1-2. Down the right field line, and hustling over to make the grab is Lugatide. And that fly ball will move both runners. As the catch was made just in foul territory. But with 2 outs, that brings up Jaslyn Kalahuavehi, the first baseman. 0 for 2 today. Fly ball to left field. And a ground out to the third baseman. She takes strike 1. And the changeup gets a swinging strike 2. And Billings down to their final strike. But runners in scoring position. One swing of the bat can change it all. Gets her out on the front foot. Fly ball into left field, and the catch is made. So Kalahuavehi just misses that pitch. She had one to hit and just sounded like it was off the end of the bat, and flew out to the left fielder to bring the game to the end. It was a 9-0 victory for Simon Fraser, and then that means Simon Fraser is going to advance into Game 5, which will start here probably about 30 minutes after they get the field turned over. So my guess is that's going to be in about 45 minutes, depending on how quick they turn the field over. So we'll be back and bring you the action as Simon Fraser advances, and we'll take on St. Martin's here in about 45 minutes. Thanks for being with us today. Again, your final here in Game 4, Simon Fraser 9, MSU Billings 0.